I want to explain nutrition and bones and how the body works very simply, very succinctly, and I'm going to use a very basic idea of what people think and how people assume the body's put together. They think of it as you can put parts into a car, you can put parts into a computer, not realizing that the body grows. You can't put a part onto a plant. You can't put a part onto a growing human system. Here's the logic. Somebody says, my bones are made of calcium. Therefore, I need to put calcium in my body. They go and find calcium and grind it up and put it into their mouth and think that somehow that, like a house or a car or a computer, especially like a house, you can take that calcium and go plaster it into your bone, that it somehow works that way. That just like in your house you could put some plaster on the wall, or if you have a broken part in your car or in your computer, you could just replace it. The body doesn't work that way. It can't work that way. Here's another idea, that if you were to take a house, someone looks at a house and they say, oh, I want a house. They go, oh, okay, well, if we just grind up that house and bring it over to your plot of land and we dump it out, there's your house. Where did the house go? The house isn't made out of a house. It's made out of everything in it. You can't just grind it up and get that out of it. Even in the sense of somebody goes, oh, there's a piece of lumber. Just a simple piece of lumber that is holding a house up. Just like a piece of calcium, it's just like a bone. If you were to take calcium and grind it up, it would be akin to taking a tree that is actually built into a house as a 2x4 and you grinding it up and taking it somewhere and saying, hey, let's make a house now. Well, then you're going to need glue and you're going to need something to form that back together, and that's not going to be as strong, and it's definitely like you have to add something to it. So to think that the body, that you can somehow say, oh, I have a problem with this specific thing in my body and it's going to grow out of it, doesn't make any sense. See, you can take things that have calcium in it. You can take things that say have silica in it. You can take things, these plant life. Here's why, because the plant is already living. It's a living system that mimics the body. It gives instructions for the body to make itself. It basically gives a mirror for the atoms in your body to reproduce themselves. They say, hey, here's how it's done. Do this. Your body doesn't eat anything. Your body doesn't take that substance and jam it into your body. People think that, oh, I want to get big and strong and healthy. I want big muscles. So what do? They go eat some meat. Why? Because it's the big, strong muscle of a huge creature. And they go, oh, that's a big, strong muscle. I'll put that muscle in me. And then you go, well, you realize that when you put that muscle in you have to, it goes into your stomach, which pulls it all apart. All the acid is pulling that apart. And it's going to go into your entire system. Do you think that muscle actually translates to becoming your muscle? It doesn't work that way. Even the scientists will tell you that what muscle is made out of is all of the precursors for the muscle. All of the amino acids. What is the muscle? The protein. They call it a protein, but I mean, I don't want to use words like this. And getting into amino acids, I'm not trying to break it down that way. You need to understand this from a very succinct way, a very simple way, a very basic way. The body grows itself out of itself by mimicking the things that come into it. Now, we can go into like exactly how it happens through chemical reflections or interactions. We can go into this in many different ways, but that is all irrelevant to the simple, plain, observable what's going on and what's going on in the body. And you can see this. Is a plant, you don't get to glue something to a plant and make it go, okay, well that's a plant now. It won't grow. Just like the body, you don't get to do that. If you want something to be fixed in the body, you give it the precursors for it. If you want a tree if you want to build a house, how do you do it? You plant a seed. You plant that seed so then you can have a tree that you can then take that wood and make a house. So what is the purpose? What do you need to do first for building a house? You don't get to, you need to put the seed in the ground to build a house. And in the same way, the body, to construct your body temple, your house, the thing that you live in, you need to put the seed inside of you. And the seed is akin to the nut, to the light, to all of the energy. The energy creates the form. So you need to put things that in your body that have an electrical, energetic potential and charge. And that gets into I don't want to go that far into the electrical theory or the chemical theory of things. But just to summarize, we don't get to go, oh, we put calcium in the body and the body eats that and makes bone out of it. It doesn't, or eat muscle and you make muscle, or eat a liver and it makes liver. No, while those things in the living plant kingdom, by putting them in your body, can offer an idea for the body, a reflection for the body, even a trade-off of chemicals or electrons, or in that way. Well, that can happen, because I'm not suggesting you don't need those plant things that have all of these substances in it, but your body isn't growing in a way that you get to put out, that in the material world, the dead world, you can put things together. You can just add things. You don't get to do that with your body. It grows from the inside. So you guys enjoyed that. We'll talk soon. Bong bong.